So I think all of you must be aware, must know Malkundai Garu is the former DGP of Andhra Pradesh. And more than that, he is an academician. In the service itself, he has completed MA Sociology and PhD in Sociology also. So he is bent towards the academics all through, though he is a police officer. So he is the advisor for our university also. So that's it. So once again, I welcome you all. Being new people, I welcome you all. And the basic thing is why this program, orientation program, is being conducted continuously for the new members. Why this program? Because most of you are with highest qualification, that is PhD. That is number one. Number two, some of you are middle-aged, so you must have experience in other institutions. That is also true. And third thing is you are also to be successful and proved teachers. Then why this orientation again? Why should we conduct this program? The reason is, the first thing is, so you should know the culture of the institution. As every individual has his own personality, so the institution also has its own personality and its culture. The culture of this institute is okay. Normally, teachers are very conservative, not accessible to the students unless they come to you very proactive way and ask you something. They are not. But here, the teachers are accessible and friendly with the students. So they are very conservative. They are always after the class. They want to away from the students. But here the culture is the students. I mean, teachers are always accessible to the students and friendly with the students and mentors for the students. That is the basic culture. And second thing is there is a big gap between the students, faculty, and the management in most of the institutions. Here there are no gaps of that kind. The chairman or vice chancellor is accessible to you for any time, for any grievance or any help or any suggestion or anything. No gap. This is the culture of the institution. Normally, if any HOD wants to see the chairman, he has to get the appointment, wait for 2-3 hours, and then only he may or may not get the appointment. Here, anybody can walk in just like that, open my door, and come to me and tell whatever he wants, express his good or bad, whatever the opinion he has. That is the culture of the institution. Yes. In many institutions, for everything, we teachers or management find fault with the students and they penalize in the name of penalties, fines, and punishments and all that. This kind of culture is not there in this institution. Yeah, students are there to make mistakes. We are there to correct them. As simple as that. Students are there, small children are always there to make mistakes. We are always there to correct them, not to punish them, not to penalize them, not to humiliate them, not to insult them. Simple. So this is the basic culture of this institution. So there is a continuous flow, there is a continuous connection between the students, faculty, and the management. And the reverse is also true, management, faculty, and the students. And there should be harmonious relations among all these people. There is a harmonious relations of all these people. And there are no punishments, penalties. If anybody does this, we should be there to correct them, mentor them, and make them better. Yeah, they make mistakes. They are human beings. So they make mistakes. We have to take it like a parent and correct them. That's it. So all of you also should work with all happiness. not with fear, not with some constraints and all that. Because this program is meant to make you as better. You are already teachers, I know, to make you as better teachers with better temper, better attitudes. You should be happy all through. See, your salary makes you happy on one day of the month, that is 30th or 31st. All the 29 days you will be happy when you are successful in the classroom. When the students are happy with you, students appreciate you, students admire you, then naturally all through the month you are happy. So when you are happy, naturally your family is also happy. Your children also would be happy. The whole thing goes, it won't stop on the campus. Your happiness would spread, be shared to your family members and to your children also. That is the impact. That is the reason. So we conduct this program in the very objective is no teacher once sent to the class should not see a failure. That is the very ultimate objective. When we send a teacher to the class, we should not see a failure. So how to go about that? This is what I want to tell you. So how to be a good teacher, a very happy teacher, very successful teacher. In your career, from school level to PhD, you have seen both kinds of teachers. A very good teacher, and you always admire, you always remember even now, and very bad teacher, you never remember, you never, you are not happy with them. So what is the difference between these two people, these two kinds of people? What a good teacher does, what a bad teacher does. Yeah, some teachers you don't like them. And some teachers you can't forget them. See, they follow the same course, they follow the same textbooks, they work in the same environment, they work with the same students. What makes them good or bad? Yeah, they deal with the same course, almost same textbooks, same environment, same students. For the same class, one teacher is very good, the other teacher is very bad. So first I'll tell you the traditional approach, then I'll go to the next level. So in the traditional approach, what a bad teacher does, suppose when you are going to the class today, he prepares himself in the morning and go to the class. That's it. He prepares. I'm not saying that he doesn't prepare. He prepares. He prepares to the next our class and goes to the class. There is every chance of failure. Yes. Because when you are doing a course of 5 units, you should know what is there in the 5th unit also when you are starting the first unit, first class. See, when you are preparing at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, when you are teaching the same thing at 11 o'clock, what is the difference between a teacher and student? It is only 2 hours gap. He prepares at 11 o'clock and you are preparing at 8 o'clock. Unlike that, if you prepare all the units, all the 5 units of a course, you will have an understanding of the entire course. Suppose in the first unit there are 3 equations. Out of that, 1 equation is repeated in the second unit, third unit. Any course is developed gradually. You know that. So the second equation is there in second unit and also third unit. If you know that when you are dealing with the first unit, you are automatically going to stress the second equation and make them thorough with the students. Yes, you should know how the connection is developed from one unit to other unit, what is the repetitive concept of various units, and the continuity of the thought process. These things you will know only when you master the entire course at the time of beginning itself. Yes. Most of the teachers, good teachers with good big qualification, does this mistake. Yeah, I have a class today, so I prepare it in the morning and go to the class. You do not know what is there, next chapter, next unit, and extend it and how to make it. That is what a bad teacher does. He prepares in the morning itself. But your preparation should be completed even before start of the first class of the course. All the 5 units. This is the first thing, preparation. And then in the second thing, under the preparation, these are the 3 parts for a teacher. One thing is preparation, second thing is delivery of the content, third thing is evaluating, recapitulating. These are the 3 phases. First phase is under preparation. This is how you have to prepare your notes and also giving some gap to add in the notes in the next year or next semester or something like that. That is the first point of preparation. Second thing of preparation is, so how much thoroughly you are preparing. Suppose a circuit diagram is there, a big equation is there, big derivation is there. Are you going to do it with the help of the textbook or a notebook or something? Or just like that on your own? If you are preparing, this is the, I think you remind yourselves how a bad teacher does. He looks at the textbook and draw the diagram. He looks at the notebook and draw the, write the equation. Yeah. So students never get the confidence because you are seeing the textbook and writing it. Yes, what you have to do is after preparing yourselves a note kind of thing, so you have to mark the items what you are going to write in the board and practice that 5, 6, 7, 8 times till you must be able to write it by closing your eyes. It means you must be able to write it on the blackboard, not by seeing the blackboard, by seeing the students. Then, yes, it is an admiration for the students. How this man is writing just like that. The boy takes 10 minutes to draw the diagram, circuit diagram, but you are doing it in 1 minute. He doesn't know you have practiced it for 10 times. It's not the admiration. My teacher is great. He is thorough in the subject. Any equation he can write from left to right and also right to left. I used to do that when I used to teach. Normally periodic table, I am a chemistry man. Periodic table, normally any teacher does it horizontally or vertically. But I used to do it diagonally. So it's an admiration. I'm not a great man, only some practice. That kind of thoroughness you have to enter into the class. So whatever the student takes 5 minutes, you have to do it in less than 1 minute. Whatever the student takes 10 minutes, you have to do it in 1 minute. So the appreciation starts there. I'm not able to do it in 10 minutes also. This man has done it just like that. So that is the kind of preparation with which you have to enter into the class. This is first part. And delivery of how we are delivering that content. Normally when you are thoroughly prepared, so delivery is very fast. The students cannot grasp it that fast. You have to use stress, pause, all these things when you are delivering the content. So suppose I came here at 9:30 and met Malkonde Garu and met some others at 10:30 and addressed some meeting, and came at 10:30, 11 o'clock and came here. Okay, it is a complete sentence, fine, but it won't reach the other man. I came here at 9:30, stress. Meet Malkonde garu at 10 o'clock, stressed. And attended a meeting at 11 o'clock, stress. Giving some gap and stress is the way, because brain also works like computer, it takes some time to get absorption. So if make it very fast, though you're thorough, make it very fast, you don't reach the brain. You have to give some stress pass. Now, the best example is our Prime Minister Modi. Leave about his leadership and other things. The communication, what he does in 5 minutes, so if you listen to him again. Very good. That too, invisible communication, just without TV and all that, he communicates. Very effective. With all stress, pass. Very effective communication. You listen to him again. So you can understand better what I'm telling. Yes, he is a very beautiful communicator. So that is how a teacher should communicate with the students, deliver the content with all stress and pass. Okay. And the third thing is, the next part in the delivery, you are using the blackboard or smartboard. But you have to equip yourselves how to use the smartboard. I think there is a part of training. Okay. So you have to equip how to use what are the facilities available in the smartboard, how to use it and how to manipulate it and all these things. And also our blackboard. Normally a bad teacher does, he starts at the middle of the blackboard and rubs it off continuously, one after the other. He writes, but he rubs off continuously. See, brain needs some time to connect. So you should not write it in the middle of the board. You have to write it just like notes from the left-hand side of the board, and there should be continuity. When there are 3 steps in the derivation, all the 3 steps should be visible to the students. How you have developed the second step from the first and the third step from the second and made the conclusion. All the things should be available, should be seen, visible for some time. The connectivity and all that. Normally, a bad teacher does just like that. He writes, but he rubs off. It is not registered in the brain. You have to give some time to register in their brain. Picture should be registered in their brain. Whatever you are writing, it is stored in the form of pictures. Whether equation or need not be a picture, a typical picture, equation or anything, whatever you write, it is stored in the form of pictures. You have to give some time to absorb that picture and make it all the things, and also if it is a complicated concept, you have to repeat it for 1 or 2 times. So this is the second phase, delivery of the content, the 2 important things. And the third phase is recapitulation. Whether it is gone to the students or not should be asked in the form of questions or by conducting a surprise test. Whatever you taught in the 45-50 minutes, you can conduct a test of 10 minutes and see whether it is successful or not. If more than 70% of the students have answered your questions in the last 10 minutes, you are a successful teacher. Learning is completed. If it is not that, so you have to repeat it again or change the method of teaching or do something. Or taking them to the laboratory for the better conception, you have to do something. If it is less than, if you are a good teacher, the learning should be completed in the classroom. They need not announce the examination. They have to struggle midnight, burn midnight oil, struggle and feel, tense for the exam. All these things should not be there. They have to use the other time for the other purposes, like cultural, sports, and the development of, the other activities, technical aspects, and competitions of court chef, this, that, and all that. Not to the thing for preparing the thing for the examinations. So if you are a good teacher, so learning should be, most of it should be completed in the classroom. Otherwise, okay, nothing wrong in that. Yeah, they are not able to answer properly. We have to repeat. It is not a successful class. I don't say it is a failure class, but it is not a successful class. You have to repeat. Or change the method of teaching. Or get some instrument to the class and explain. Something you should do. Okay. So this is the third part. Now, yeah, so a bad teacher always prepares on the day of the class. A bad teacher never, delivers it very fast or very slow so that it is sleepy. Slow also, too much slow also sleepy. And a bad teacher never uses the blackboard properly. A bad teacher never tests himself, never tests the student. He just delivers and goes, disconnected. A good teacher prepares well in advance all the units and prepares his notes, prepares himself thoroughly with all the items which are going to be presented in the blackboard, and delivers it with all stress and pass very logically, and uses the blackboard or any teaching aid successfully, or smart board, whatever. And he always conscious of the learning component, how much the students learn, how much I am successful. You need not be disappointed if some class is not done. Might be many other reasons are there. For example, you are teaching something based, mechanical fellow based on some calculus. They don't have the basics of calculus. They does 150 equations of calculus, but they don't know what is integration, what is differentiation. Very definition of that. Might be their background problem also there. So that kind of thing. So this is how you have to use the traditional approach. And then extend it to this. Here, the deficiency of this approach is the teacher is always active and students are passive. Passive or indifferent or sleepy or inactive. Yeah, what all I told, it's a good. Teacher prepares well, delivers well, everything is good. But students are always passive. So that's a problem. That is the basic deficiency of this system. It is a successful teacher. We all undergone this process. I don't say it cannot be used, it should be used. But at the same time, you have to add the other things also. That is, you have to make the class interactive approach. So class, you have to involve the students into your delivery of the content. For example, you ask a question, what is the definition of a good student? Ask some questions to. Some student tells, sir, who attends regularly. Some students tells that who obeys the instructions of the teacher. Some student tells who helps the others. Some student, all these things. They tell so many things, right things. So you have to connect these dots and form into a definition. A good student is a regular, punctual, and hardworking, and who helps others, who grows. This is how all these things are correct. You are involving them. Ultimately, you are finding a definition. In the teaching methodology, it is called inductive approach. So, if you are doing like that, so suppose what is force? You ask. They ask, so some body is there. Are you considering the volume of the body or not? He doubts. No, we are considering mass of the body, fine, m. And again, what is the speed? They tell speed. You are converting as acceleration. So force is mass into some. This is how we are deriving everything from the students, interacting with them, making them attentive, making them involved in the learning process. Okay. Then it would be more interesting than the traditional thing. Not only the teacher, the student is also active. Okay. So that is a beautiful class. Then another method is there, that is flipped class method. You are giving the assignment to the students and ask them to prepare and ask the questions and they tell some answers. You have to connect all these things. As I told you, like interactive class, you have to form an equation or a definition or something like that. And the other method is a seminar method, which is always good. So what is the difference between a seminar method and a traditional method? Tell me. Right. So the whole, it is the reverse of regular traditional method. In the traditional method, teacher is active, students are passive. Here the students are active, teacher is passive. Teacher is the facilitator. Very effective method. That way you can use the 2-3 other methods also to make it interesting, to make them attentive, to make them alert, and to their learning is faster and effective. So this is how you have to make. And the third part is you have to extend it. You need not forget the traditional method. I don't say it is bad. It is okay, it works. Nowadays, technology is there. We have to use the technology also into this. You have to prepare all the contents. You have to learn now. The previous teachers, those who are working from long time, all of them are thorough with the preparation of the digital content. Because you are new, you are not exposed, you have to learn how to use the blackboard, how to, stand before the camera, how to deliver it, and all these things you have to learn now. You have to prepare the digital content of your own lecture. It helps you to prepare you well because when you are preparing the digital content, you can't have the textbook or notebook. It should be thorough. Without all these things, you have to deliver. So you prepare yourselves very thorough. So prepare the digital content, add some live examples into that from the net or somewhere, so that it would be very interesting. Nowadays, all of you are aware, the students are they are very much accessible. The cell phone is accessible to them. The best lecture of what you are telling is accessible to them. Everything is accessible to them. But we have to make much better than that. If they ask, I need a teacher for this physics, they'll get in no time. They will get the lessons from physics wala. Yes. So you have to prepare that digital content also. If you don't know, try to prepare yourselves. Take the assistance of your department, prepare yourselves and stand before the camera, record it, and also incorporate some of the working models into that so that it would be like a TV serial. Your class is no way less than a TV serial. You are there, and the content is there, and working models are also there. It is very interesting. All the people are here, faculty members working last 5 years, they are thorough with this. They are prepared, very much available. If you want, you go through that and prepare yourselves. It is nice to see your face on the camera. Right. Everything is available for you. And make the class very interesting. Very, very interesting. So you have to change and use the technology at the same rate how the students are moving. About 20 years back, no cell phone is there, no net is there, nothing is there. So the student has to listen, only alternative for the student is to listen the teacher. Now he has 101 options. No, I don't like this teacher, I'll go to the net and see and learn. Why should he depends upon us? No point in. Yes. You need not bother about us. We have to prepare ourselves. Yes, this teacher is much better than that. This teacher content is much better than that. That is you can do that. Don't worry about that. You can do that. Okay. So this is how you have to prepare yourselves. This is about the tensional teaching, and next make it an interactive way, and make it technically oriented. Then I think all these things would be completed in 1 week. 1 week, I think. Avutunda. So otherwise they have to handhold by somebody. So take the help of other people. So then when you go to the department, there you should be very careful. They are not dangerous, but should be careful. In any department, any organization, whether it is Infosys or Wipro or any Microsoft also, any organization, there are 3 kinds of people. One kind is they do it in a very proactive way, without instruction from anybody. They do it committed way and do it on their own. That is one way. Second category is they do it on instruction. If somebody, HOD or the Vice Chancellor instruct that this should be completed by this time, they do it. Fine. Third category is also there. They never do the work, but they go around the Vice Chancellor, Chairman's room and other HOD and all that. They escape from the work. They know how to escape from the work and get the salary. So the third people are very attractive for you. Third kind of people are very attractive for you. Naturally, any department that is there, any organization it is there, being young people, having a lot of, promising approach for your life, you should identify the first and second level kind of people. Be associated with them. Third kind of people are very attractive. They are talkative. They are very friendly. And they are very easily approach the chairman and vice chancellor. All these qualities are there for them. They don't work. But don't follow them. They also get the similar salary. Fine. Don't follow them. That is where you should be. You follow the good people, follow the hardworking people, follow the really people who are growing from one stage to other. So, understood? Any organization is there. It is not only this organization, any organization is there. Nobody is an exception. You should be careful whom you are moving with. Me or anybody, if you are moving with good people, intelligent people, we share. If you are moving with bad people, people use the shortcut methods, we also, after some time, become like that. We have to choose people whom we are with, we are moving, whom we are making friendship. That's the most important, because you are living in the department almost. Your active time is spent in the department, not in your home. In your home, after 5 o'clock, you go by 7 o'clock and have some dinner and sleep. Very inactive time. Your active time is spent live in the department. So this is about the teaching. I'll close it in 5 minutes. So the other part of other roles of the teacher is, you have to, being higher education, you have to create the new knowledge. That is, yes, if it is a school, nobody bothers. Higher education means the institution should create the new knowledge, new skills, new technological things. For that, you have to write published papers, or you have to write projects, or you have to create patents. It is not only for the institutional growth, for your career growth. Suppose after 2 years, you are not good with me or good with the institution, or some personal reasons you want to shift somewhere. So if you tell them that I have taken classes, nobody bothers about it. I worked for 2 years in Vignan, taken classes and produced a good result. Nobody bothers about it. But instead, if you tell, yeah, I've done very well in academics. Apart from that, in 2 years, I published 5 papers. My H index is 7. Yeah, something. They can't afford to ignore you. They can't afford to ignore you. They can't afford to say no. Yes, that is recorded. It is a proven thing. If anybody comes to me directly with a PhD, I ask only 2 questions. I never bothered where you are born and what is your age or what is your previous experience. I don't bother about that. How many papers you have written in the last 2 years? What is your H index? That's it, over. Over. Interview is over. I don't bother what is the caste, what is the place of birth, what is your age, this, that. These are the 2 questions I ask. That's it. So this is for your personal development, career development also. Okay. And the last part is, you have to do some small administrative work, not big deal. Maintain records, this, that, and all that. Student records, students' growth, student development, and student activities kind of thing. You have to maintain some record. And a kind of counseling system is there in the campus. Counseling is very, very, very important, because students come from different problems. All the students, 12,000 students are not uniform. 12,000 cases. One student comes from a situation where mother and father struggles, fights. One student comes from without taking a breakfast because of poverty. One student comes from after seeing a crime. One student comes from a friend who has taken drugs. Many situations. So you have to see whether the students are in the normal mode or not, whether they are good in a reasonable mode or not. So for that, for every faculty, there are 20 students are given. You have to talk to them now and then. This is very, very important. Because of the absence of this system, every IIT is seeing more than 10 suicides every year. And Hyderabad IIT created a record of 12 cases last year. Because apart from the class, they don't bother about the real health of the students. In Roorkee, 3 years back, 100 students are detained. They are not fit to continue the course. How can they say they are not fit? Because they are selected from 20 lakhs of students. They are screened people. Instead, we have to say that we are not fit to teach them. They are not fit to, we should not say they are not fit to continue. It is all because they are not molded properly, not mentored properly, not counseled properly. So all the 60 students whom you taught may forget, but 2 students whom you have saved them or corrected them, they don't forget you for a lifetime. So these are the small other things you have to do. Research work for your career development, small administrative work, a bit counseling. Now and then, out of 20, only 2-3 people may be suffering from something. You have to talk to those 2-3 people. That's it. This is all the entire thing. This is how you should, all of you should become a great teachers, inspiring teachers. That is the very objective. So our people will give you micro teaching, this, that, and all this training. Try to be careful. This program is very successful. It is so successful. So we have taken 200 students, 200 graduates who are not well confident of communication, English, or anything. They are unemployed. We have done it as a social program by the same people, Chavan and other people. For 6 months, we have given food, everything, training, this kind of training. All of them after 6 months are absorbed. This is the effectiveness of this training. All of them are absorbed. They are from the rural background. They are not communicative. They don't know anything English. They don't know any subject. So all these things were done in 6 months, which they have failed for 20 years. So they became very good teachers. All the corporate schools are absorbed and 15,000-20,000 rupees salaries they got it. I hope, once again, I welcome you to the Vignan family. I hope that you will become not only effective teachers, very happy teachers, and helping the students for their development. Thank you. Thank you very much.